Hi, Burning Bobcats. Happy Thursday. It is Miss Carlson here for your last video this week for elapsed time. Friday math plans look a little bit different. They're kind of more, you get to kind of like a choice board almost. So for math for Friday, Zern, Prodigy, something fun, do some math with your family, come up with some word problems, find some clocks around the house, tell some time, maybe think about elapsed time during your day at home. Like what time do you wake up? What time do you go to bed? That would be a really long number line. So that one would be a challenge. But for today, I'm going to go over the word problem from yesterday. That was at the end of the lesson plan. So I'm going to share my screen. I think I'm getting to be a professional at this. So down here, it says, Tanya read 2 chapters of her book. She started reading at 8:30 a.m. and stopped reading 45 minutes later. At what time did she finish reading? Okay, so I'm going to show you that one. And we're going to have to go back to the whiteboard. So if you're doing this with me, that means you've already done it from yesterday and you're checking yourself. So I want you to go ahead and check yourself with me. If you haven't done it yet, pause it and I give you a challenge. All right, so she started reading at 8:30, so we know that her start time, so I'm going to put 8:30 a.m. over here, and she read for 45 minutes. Now, I like this word problem because 45 minutes is less than an hour, so we should not have any mountains, but we're going to have lots of hills. And now, depending on how comfortable you feel with elapsed time, you get to decide how much time you want each of the hills to be worth. Okay, so if you want to do 5 minutes and go 5, 10, 15, all the way until you get to 45, you're going to have 9 hills. That's totally fine if you feel comfortable with that. I had a student turn in some work to me and I like the way he did it. So kudos to Anthony. I'm going to use 10-minute hills and then 1 5-minute hill. So I'm going to get my orange marker. So by the way, if you are doing this, I do want you to put those mountains, those rocks, and those hills underneath the time and check them off as you go. Sometimes our brains get a little crazy when they're trying to do something and we forget. We might add some extra time. We might forget some time. So I really encourage you to do that. So we're going to have 10, 20, 30, 40, and then a 5-minute hill. So I'm going to write 10 under these. And then I'm going to write 5 minutes under that one because that's a different time. It's worth a different amount, okay? So now I am going to come down here and I'm going to go ahead and put my 5 hills. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. Okay. So now from 8:30 a.m., if we go 10 minutes, the hour's not changing, just our minutes. So 30 minutes plus 10 minutes gives us how many minutes? Good, it gives us 40 minutes. So it would be 8:40 a.m. So I'm going to check off one of my 10-minute hills. Now I'm going to add 10 more minutes. Let me go ahead and write that in while I'm thinking about that. So 8:40 plus 10 minutes is just 40 minutes plus 10 minutes. So 40 plus 10 gives me 50. So we're at 8:50 a.m. Okay. So 10 more minutes. Now here's the challenge here for this particular problem. 50 plus 10 is 60, but remember there's no such thing as 60 o'clock or 60, like 1260, 160. Once you hit 60, exactly 60, you move to the next hour and it becomes o'clock. So 8:50 plus 10 minutes moves us to the next hour, and the next hour after 8 would be 9. So then it's 9 o'clock a.m. So we can check off that 10 minutes. So we've got 10 more to go and then 5 more. So now you're just at 0. 9 o'clock plus 10 minutes gives me 9:10 a.m. And then we can't forget about our 5 minutes. So simply 10 minutes plus 5 minutes is 15 minutes. So she finishes reading her book at 9:15 a.m. Now this word problem had a.m. in it. Do not forget to put a.m. or p.m. if the word problem puts it in there specifically. Okay, it's a good thing to do that normally, but specifically if it asks for it. All right, so now I'm going to put that back down. That was from yesterday. So now I'm going to take one of the problems from today's work This one right here, and I like this one because it has minutes in it. Oh, did I share my screen? Oh goodness, I don't think I did. Nope, I'm sorry. Let me share my screen with you. All right, so now I'm gonna do this word problem right here about the Atlanta Braves. So if you're watching this lesson right now before you try to give the word problem warm up, go ahead and pause your video, try it on your own, and then watch me as you go and check yourself. So it says the Atlanta Braves baseball game began at 6:30 p.m. and lasted 9 whole innings. The Braves played for 3 hours and 13 minutes. What time did the game end? Okay, so in this word problem, I know that it started at 6:30 p.m. I also know it lasts 9 innings, but is that information important to this particular word problem? If you said no, give yourself a brain kiss, because we're not worried about the innings, we're worried about what time. So it started at 6:30. They played for 3 hours and 13 minutes. We're looking for the end time. So on our number line, we're gonna know the start time, we're gonna know the elapsed time, and we're just looking for what time it ended, okay? So now I'm going to share my screen with you on the whiteboard. All right, I did this yesterday, let's clear it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw my number line. That was a straight one, go Miss Carlson. I picked black. All right, so now I know that the game started at 6:30 p.m. The word problem told me that, so I'm gonna put that. I know it lasted 3 hours, I'm gonna put HRS short for hours, and 13 minutes, M-I-N-S period, abbreviated for minutes, okay? I don't know what time it ends, but here's what I'm going to do. 3 hours. Well, I know because I've been doing this all week that hours are called our mountains. And we're gonna have 3 mountains. Now here's the part where it might look different on your number line, but as long as you are following our hills and rocks and you get to the same answer, it's okay if your hills and rocks look a little bit different. So 13 minutes. In my mind, I could do, there's a lot of different ways I could do that. I could do 2 hills worth 5 minutes, so 5 plus 5 is 10, and then 3 rocks worth 3 minutes. Or I could do 1 hill that's worth 10 minutes, oops, and then I could do 3 rocks that are worth 1 minute, okay? So you can add up to 13 however you'd like to. This one makes sense to me. If you did it differently, send in a picture and see and check yourself, but I'm sure it's gonna look amazing. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add from 6:30, I'm gonna add an hour. So 1 hour, okay? So 6:30 minutes are not changing, just the hour's changing. So the hour that comes after 6 is what time? 7 o'clock. Good, it's still PM, okay? So we can check off 1 hour. We're gonna add another mountain. So 7:30, if I'm looking at a clock or just thinking about numbers, the number that comes after 7 is 8:30. Good, remember only the hour is changing. Now I'm gonna add my last hour. It's a long game. 8:30, hour after 8 becomes 9:30. All right, friends, we finished our hours, okay? But we can't forget about our minutes. So now we have 1 10-minute hill, or you might have 2 5-minute hills, but we have 1 10-minute hill. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my 1 hill. I'm gonna write 10 in it, 10 minutes. All right, so now 9:30, my hour's not changing, I'm just worried about my minutes. So 30 minutes plus 10 minutes gives me 9:40 p.m. Okay, I can check off that. All right, now we've got 3 rocks and then we're there. So 1, 2, 3. So 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Sweet and simple. And you know what? If you're like Miss Carlson, I could have done that without doing 3 rocks and you just want to do 1 rock of 3. That's cool too. If you feel like you're getting the hang of this, that definitely saves and cuts you back a little bit of time. All right, so 9:40, you're just adding 1 minute. So it's 9:41 p.m. and adding 1 more minute is 9:42 p.m. handwriting. And then finally the game ends at 9:43 3 p.m. All right, so check yourself. If you have not already done that one, make sure you check yourself, send in a picture. If you feel like you did something you need a little extra help on, I'm gonna show you the challenge problem for tonight. So right here it says, Maria wanted to book a flight to New Mexico, but knew she couldn't be on a plane for more than 4.5 hours. If her plane left at 2:08 p.m., what would be the time that she'd like to land in New Mexico? That word problem's got a lot of words in it. It's gonna be one I want you to read and read. Close your eyes, think about it. Think about what it's asking you. What do you know? What do you not know? And go ahead and execute your number line. So I'm gonna challenge you to do that problem and turn it into your teacher, a picture, and get some feedback from them. And I will ask them if they have any for me to see as well. So think about that one. That's your challenge for today. So no video for tomorrow. Tomorrow's kind of your more fun math day where you get to do stuff around the house. If you do something cool with elapsed time, send in pictures. If you have questions, tomorrow's a great day for me to do some one-on-one direct videos with you if I need to. So please reach out to any of your teachers. You're doing a great job, and I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. Bye, Bobcats.